Hello, good day. If you're looking for a way on how to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the latest Xenoblade game for the Nintendo Switch into your PC, then this is the perfect video tutorial because I'm going to teach you on how to install Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and play it to your PC and get all of these files here, okay? So these are the files that you need for you to start in playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 into your PC, and that you will have to install the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. For those who don't know, Ryujinx emulator is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play Nintendo Switch games into your PC. So as long as you have all these files installed into your Ryujinx emulator. As you can see here, I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and I have played the game and it runs well. And I'm going to teach you first on where to get Ryujinx emulator, okay? So to do that, just open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org is our official website. Click on that and then go to the download tab. Now, if you're using a Mac device, then your Mac OS should be in Mac OS 11 or later version for you to run Ryujinx emulator. And if you're using Linux, you can just download here. And for those Windows version, you can just download here. I'm currently using the latest build of Windows 11, and there's no issues regarding on Ryujinx emulator with it. So just download here. And I'm just going to skip the download and installation process because that is really easy to do and anyone can do that. So I'm just going to minimize this now. And I'm just going to assume that you have already installed the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. So if this is your first installation, then boot up and run your Ryujinx emulator now. And then you'll be met with certain errors saying that you'll need to have and install some certain files. So these are the files that you need to install into your PC. Into your Ryujinx emulator. So what are these files? These files are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. And it should be in version 15 in order for it to run Nintendo Switch games. Having the latest version will enable you to play also the latest released Nintendo Switch games currently in this year. So now the next is that you will have to have a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 game, and it should be in XCI file format in order for Ryujinx emulator to detect that game. So if you're asking me where you can get these games, these files, you can only get these files if you own a Nintendo Switch console. Legally speaking, you should own a Nintendo Switch console, which is modded and has a custom firmware installed in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, then you will have an access into your Nintendo Switch console's system files, such as the Nintendo Switch keys and firmware. Once you have access, then just copy that files into your PC. In order to get Xenoblade Chronicles 3, there's no brainer. You should own the game, you should buy the game and have that physical copy of that game. And you should just digitally back it up into an digital format such as XCI so that you'll have that digital format version of the game into your PC. So if you don't own a Nintendo Switch, or if you have Switch but don't know how to do all the things that I have said, then I'm just going to save you that hassle and teach you where to get all of these files. In order to get all of these files, I'm just going to leave a QR code here when you'll scan it with your QR code reader. And once you have scanned it with your QR code reader, you will be redirected to the download page, which is approms.com, and you will be able to get all of these files. So just hover down into the website, into the middle part. You'll get the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in XCI file format, and hover down into the bottom part of the website, then you will be able to get the keys and firmware file from the Switch. So just be sure to check out the entirety of the website so that you'll be able to get all of these files. So I'm going to assume now that you have already downloaded all that files and that you have a copy of it, just like mine here in my desktop. So what's the next step? Now the next step is to install these files. So go to Ryujinx, then go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then Open System folder. And then here, open the keys file here, the zip file, and then just drag and drop these files into that folder. Okay? This folder should be empty because this is your first installation. Now, the next step is to install the firmware file. To do this, just go to Ryujinx, go to Tools, go to Install Firmware, install a firmware from XCI or zip file. Click on that firmware file. Okay? Hit Open or double click and hit Yes. And it will say successfully installed. You will know that the installation is successful because, as you can see here, it will show the game icons for that game. So that's how you will know that the firmware has been successfully installed. So what's the next step now? The next step now is to optimize your Ryujinx emulator so that it will run Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with no issues at all. To do this, just go to Options, go to Settings, and in this part, just pause the video and copy my settings here. So be sure to copy everything in order for it to work at your end. So the game directories is wherein you'll put your game, and your game should be in XCI or NSP file format so that Ryujinx emulator will be enabled to detect and boot up that game. So if you just follow all the steps in this video tutorial, you are guaranteed to get the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in XCI file format. Now go to input. It should be better to play the Nintendo Switch games with a controller because it's really hard to control the game with using mouse and keyboard. To configure this, just go to player 1, then go to configure. And in this part, your controller will be detected here. Mine is a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. But if you have a PlayStation or Xbox or any PC controller that can be used, then you can just map it up here and hit save. Now go to system. Here, just pause the video and copy my settings. Now go to the graphics tab. This is the most important part, so be sure to copy everything. The graphics back and multi-threading should be on. Graphics back and API should be in Vulkan. The preferred GPU is your dedicated graphics card. Mine is an RTX 2070 Super. In the enhancement, enable shader cache and enable macro HLE. So be sure to check on the boxes. Now for resolution scale should be 2 times resolution. 1440p is my monitor resolution. And the games will look much sharper and much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC cannot handle that, then go for the native resolution. Now, anisotropic filtering should be auto and aspect ratio should be in 16:9. Once done, hit apply and save. Now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to your PC. A little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you guys a gameplay of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content, especially if you are emulating Switch games into your PC. Okay, so I hope you do understand on that part that I'm gonna show you a gameplay, because if I do, then my channel will have a higher risk that my videos will be taken down and my channel will be taken down. So I hope you guys do understand on that part. But in this video tutorial, well, I'm gonna show you a little bit of boot up of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in the title screen. But I'm just gonna blur things out so that Nintendo will not be able to detect anything from their game. So again, I hope you guys do understand on that part. So everything here that is running, it is in real time and there is no speed ups. So the game will take some time to load up because it's still loading its shader cache into Ryujinx emulator. So once I am in the title screen, I'm just gonna stop the emulation for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But as long as you have followed all the steps here, then you'll be able to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with no issues at all. So here, the title screen, I'm just gonna stop the emulation now. So that's it. If you follow all the steps, then you'll be able to play any Nintendo Switch games. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. So please do subscribe to my channel. This will help me out. Thank you for watching. See you next time and goodbye for now.